Good morning. So, what I want to talk about is a reset button that during the spiritual awakening and when you're exiting the matrix, several times along the way, it feels like there's a reset button that is pressed. There's something that either an external reset button like Corona comes along, or a war comes along, or something to reset your life and kind of give you perspective, or and internal reset buttons where you get to a point where there's so much noise and your world is so shaking that you just can't go on the same path, and you are kind of like forced onto a new path, or you just can't go down the route of not being true to yourself anymore. um, these last couple days, it's actually been a real shift. It seems like these last few weeks that my spiritual my spiritual path has grown extremely intense. It's like when you're going into a black hole, but not a black hole. I don't mean in a way of depression, but I mean in like a way of a portal, going through a portal. And when you get, the closer you get, or going down the drain, the closer you get, the faster it starts spiraling. And I feel like it had come to that. And then all of a sudden, there's this calm. And everything happened simultaneously with the war breaking out and everything that went on with my twin. And the place that it seems like my spiritual awakening, everything is coming to a pinpoint where everything is in one point, and there's all of a sudden a calm, like a standstill. And like a reset button was pressed, and all of a sudden I'm in a new, it's like sitting in a new dimension, or sitting on a new plateau, or getting to a new level, or passing through to a new way of existence. I just want to show you. It's been raining the last couple of days, and it's absolutely beautiful. Mother Nature is really putting on a show with the clouds, so I want to show you. This is where I'm sitting. Just beautiful. You can hear the jets in the air. It's been a constant. It's been a constant. Um, and I'm really happy that I'm doing these videos, because it's kind of it I am filming this process as it unfolds at all the different levels and all the different stages and all the different emotions that I'm going through, and all of the different aspects of it, and the thoughts that go through your mind, and the going back and forth between the old way of thinking and the new way of thinking, and passing through into the new world of paradise on earth. It's like heaven on earth. Going into a place where it doesn't, the whole world can be shaking around you, and you are in a calm. And that is, I feel like the taste of this whole spiritual awakening is to arrive to your complete center. And one of the things that I'm realizing, and as I realize it, as we realize things on ourselves, all of a sudden they become apparent in everybody. All of a sudden you get these external mirrors everywhere. And what I've realized is that, like, that I'm thinking of the words to put this in, to bring it home, to bring it into complete understanding, is that when I just am, and I'm sitting in my center, just to be like a human being, to be, when I am, I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to force anything. I don't have to make anybody understand. when I truly am and I am justified within myself and I know my own worth and I know my own talents and I accept myself for who I am, accept myself, then I lose the need for approval from others and I understand that everybody else is where they're at. And I realize how much before I was, it was like I was trying to prove myself, trying to show my worth to the world so that I could get acceptance or or others would know what I'm worth. And when you arrive to this place where you're sitting in your center and you're complete within yourself and you're accepting of yourself and you have this self-love, then you lose the need. You lose the need. It's nice, but you don't need others to understand, you don't need to prove your point. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to, um, you have, and it doesn't, it also even kind of bores you to have to prove your worth. If somebody doesn't see it, then they're on their own path. And when you get to this place of quiet. It's like going down this portal. Everything starts shaking. Everything starts shaking. Your whole world shake, 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 and it goes faster and faster and faster. And then you go through this portal, and then everything is just at a still, where you can enjoy the clouds, and you can enjoy nature, and you see that you're a part of nature. I was sitting here before. Um, I didn't know if I was going to record anything or not because I didn't wake up with something solid that like some kind of message coming through until I realized that this was the message, because I was just so much enjoying sitting in my calm. And I feel like also that I'm taking the power back in my life. I started building my site yesterday. I am working on my site until it's done. And I started yesterday and I just sat in it. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, and I'm still kind of working on it, not knowing exactly what I'm doing, what exactly needs to be there. And I started looking at samples of other people's sites, and I started, going, getting inspiration, and then I realized that what what I can do and feel the best with is just do something that represents me at the point that I am and all inclusive, and that's it. And so I just started building the site and started working with the design a little bit. And I figure it's always going to be an evolution because I'm always evolution, like an evolution. I'm always expanding and becoming. And as I add things into my life, I can add them into my site. My site will be like an extension of me that grows with me. So I don't have to know there's no force in it. And with having those thoughts and being able to let go in that way, it's coming easier. It's coming, okay, so I'll put it in about me, what my vision is, and I'll really sit within myself and write down my true absolute vision, what it is. It can always expand, it can always go forward. I'll put in the products that I have now, what represents me, what I believe in, what I feel good about, and what I can stand behind in the place that I am now. And so the sense of accomplishment, also taking myself into my own hands and doing something and moving myself forward, also gives me a sense of calm. It gives me a sense of I am in the driver's seat of my life. Um, and what I was saying before is that when you get to this place where you just are, you are resonating who you are. And I completely trust that I have value and that what is rightfully mine will come into my life and be magnetized to me as I sit in my center. Not that, and when opportunities come, it is to seize the opportunities when they come, or to know how to recognize what I do want as it flows through me to me. Um, you know, when you're magnetizing, it's a flow. When it just sits in you, then it becomes, it's like water that sits and it becomes rank. So this life is a flow. It comes through me. I'm a filter of it, and I express it back out. as it flows through me, just like these videos. Information comes in, and then I become an expression of how I understand it, how I see it, and it's a natural flow, and nothing is sitting. And when you understand that everything is this energy and everything is a flow, you expand that much broader, that much bigger. You become like um, it's like you're a hose for the universe to flow through, and you expand, 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 and there is no fear because you understand that everything that comes can flow right through you. You just take what you want, and the rest you don't have to. You can allow it just to continue on its way. And and also, as things flow to you, including money, as it flows through you, it flows right back out of you. And the broader you can create your stream, it's like this river. And at first, it can be a trickle, but you can just broaden it. Once you understand how to broaden it without fear, you're expanding yourself, then you can broaden it to any size. It's all the same mechanism, whether you have a trickle or you have a massive river come flowing through you. It's the same experience, it's the same energy. So we all have that energy of abundance flowing through us at different levels. So you can just take that river and you can expand it. And it's the same way with knowledge, and it's the same way, not fear knowledge, not fear other people's opinions. Other people, you don't have to fight other people's opinions. They can tell you their opinions, and it doesn't have to interfere with your own opinions if you are strong within your opinions. You can choose to maneuver through their opinions, take what you want, what resonates with you. You can change you that way. You are always flexible, and you are always an allowance, and you're allowing the universe to bring everything to you. And you trust your filter not to take in the crap. And it's kind of it's kind of a paradox, because you don't really want to allow all the negative energy to flow through you. So if you and that's pretty much a given. Like you sense that automatically when somebody comes and they have complete negative energy, then you kind of unless you're in that negative energy and you're vibing off of it, and it feeds your own negative energy. If you are in your high energy place and you are in your spiritual awakening and you're coming into your highest self and the highest timeline and paradise on earth and heaven on earth, then you are not going to want that negative energy around you. Especially a lot of times when people are in that negative energy, you don't have to save the whole world. You can show them a different way of being, but the main way that you can interrupt their negative energy is not by getting in there and fighting their negative energy and proving yourself and expressing yourself. It's just being the flower that you are and not being interested in it. And I think that has more of an effect, when you're just, okay, it's like you're giving up on them. It's like, wait a minute, it serves of kind of like a shock, um, when you just don't take it. And you don't want to allow all the negative energies of the world to flow through you when you're holding your high vibration. It can be interfering, especially since we are the way that we are programmed, and this whole life experience is experience. Um, so it's really, and you don't need to fear it, because when you are strong in your own and you know where you stand and you know who you are and you know what you believe, and every single belief that you have put into your belief system, which is that is part of the spiritual awakening. I did a video about why a spiritual awakening is irreversible, and I talked in there about that, how um, during the spiritual awakening, our whole belief system is broken down, and then we have to put it back together as our adult self. And every single belief then that we have within ourselves is a belief that was purposefully put there, and something that we stand behind and we know what it is. And we're not sloppy with our lives anymore, taking everybody else's opinions, and we've already formed solid opinions within ourselves. But I really, what I wanted to talk about when I opened up this video is about this calm that you come into. It's like you come into this stillness. Um, this stillness within yourself, this complete knowing and harmony with the world around you, with the natural world around you. And you come out of the illusion, out of the matrix. It's like um, separation, but you still understand the matrix because that's still a playing field. It's still, most of humanity is within the matrix. And nowadays, when the way that we live our life, we depend on the matrix for our support. The way that the world is set up now, if we want to live the life, we can make a change, but we still have to make the change from within. Going out and disconnecting from humanity and living under a tree somewhere or inside of a cave is not going to help humanity, and probably will make for a pretty miserable existence. Because we are all connected regardless. The mankind is connected. So in disconnecting ourselves, first of all, it doesn't do help to mankind. If we are leaders into the new world, which we are, um, those of us who are going through the spiritual awakening, we are awakening, and we have the power because we have this unique perspective, because we've gone back to our core unique perspective. It seems like this is the normal perspective and everybody else is asleep. We have the ability to wake other people up. Only the ones that are awakeable. Yeah, there's some lost souls that will, no matter what, their programming is so strong and has been going on for so long, and they don't have strong enough anchors from without or within, to be able to allow them to pull out of the matrix. And so we do have the ability to spark, but everybody's path is their own individual path. We can't, we can guide, we can give the knowledge that we do give, express ourselves, we can show an example of what it looks like, we can be within our calm, and that can inspire others and ignite others' spiritual awakenings. When people come and ask, we can help, but we cannot be dragged down or pull anybody else along their spiritual awakening. This is a lone path. You have to go through yourself. The pain is yours. The rising is yours. The work is yours, and you're the only one that can do it. Just imagine nobody can come into your being and do your work for you, even though it would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice if somebody else could come in and just give me all the answers, and but each of us have our own individual paths. And we get comfort in knowing that there are others going through this, and others that can understand us and have compassion towards us, and in that way relieve some of our pain or some of our, let us know that we're not going crazy, because in the beginning of the spiritual awakening, you think that you're going crazy. You think that something is first of all, you think that you're in control of everything and that you have to control everything. When you finally let go, you understand that there is a flow, and there is a flow that is flowing through you, to you, from you, this source energy. And then you start trusting in the divine, and you see, when you look backwards, that you were always on this divine path. You were always guided. Everything that happened, even the stages that you were shaking back and forth, that was inevitable, an inevitable part of the spiritual awakening. The pain that you have gone through and that you are going through, and I'm sending you so much love if you're going through it now. Um, it comes to serve a purpose, and when you go through it, you become that much stronger for it. Just bear with it. It'll take you. It'll show you. It will teach you. It will release. It will release everything that's within you that is causing that pain, and then those places become your strengths, your superpowers, your ability. It's like when I have arrived to this place of calm, um, of pure bliss, feeling of not having to force, not having to prove, not having to be out there and doing something to make a change, or just that the change that I make is in being an expression, maybe allowing different revenues or avenues for that expression to come out, but it is just being in my center. And when you arrive at this place, you can see, and when you can see what that looks like in other people, you see that shaking, you see that proving yourself, you see that trying to impress the world, trying to make sure that everybody knows what I'm worth, and you can see right through it, and you can see. And I'm not saying it in a way of judgment, I'm saying it in a way of pure compassion and understanding, and of mostly just observation, because then I can observe my own path and where I am now in retrospect, is that a word? Like looking backwards, I can see where I was and where what the work that I've done. And so then I know where I am, by getting contrast. So we're always the mirrors. We're mirrors. The more people we meet, the more mirrors we get. The more we understand within ourselves. Um, so really, what I wanted to, I'm going to sum this up and go. I'm building my site today, so that is my main goal and project. I have a few side projects that I'm working on. Also, I want to sew a dress, and I have a package that I need to get out. But my main project, my main focus right now is the site that I'm building. So I really want to get back to it and get as much progress as I can. It's coming along really quickly. I think the main thing is making decisions, because I'm building it through Wix. So when Wix is really easy to work with when you know exactly what you want. So really what I feel like is coming in, it's like this cloud of, I want a site, what do I put in the site? And it's coming into focus now, it's coming into pinpointing. So I do know the products, so now I'm putting in the products. So, and then I think that the rest is all coming together around it as I come together. So it's kind of like, building the site is also really helping me along my spiritual awakening as well, because in this site is a representation of me. So I really have to go in and see, okay, take the essence of me and put it into the site. What is it that I do? What is it that I want to present to the world? What is it that I want to open opportunities to do in the future or near future? Where am I standing now? What is my mission? What is my vision? I have to actually sit down. There's an about section that I'm putting in, which is my self story, which means I have to sit down and sum myself up. And that is like, that is, that is something. Oh, that is something that I think that I always have had some kind of difficulty with, and I think that this is a good opportunity for me to sit down and really be honest and put into just a couple of paragraphs what I am, who I am, what I stand for, what I believe, my life story, um, what is important to be in there, what isn't important to be in there. It's really a sifting. What is the main core? And I believe that it's going to be a progress. But also, I want to say that taking responsibility and standing up and just pushing through something that I've been procrastinating around really is giving me a sense of, taking the power back in my life. So there is a place where you get to in the spiritual awakening that is just a place of calm. It's a place where time seems to stand still. It's a place of connectivity to yourself, to nature around you. It's a place where you come up and you're sitting on this pedestal of your own life. And from that vantage point, you can see so clearly your surroundings. And you can see so clearly the matrix. The matrix become like this. You're separate from it. It's this big, massive archetype this matrix and society, and you can kind of remove yourself and you look into it like a sphere, and you understand it much better from this vantage point than from sitting within it. And not only do you understand it, you're much less afraid of it because it's just a mechanism. And you also, as at this vantage point of sitting in this calm, sitting outside of the matrix, there is no shyness, there is no embarrassment, there is no you. It's a game. You see that it's a game, and you see all the people that are frazzled in the game, and they think they're in there, and they don't understand that they're all being played, and that they are players, that they can be players. They're like the my twin just did a Facebook post. He unblocked me from Facebook and let me know that he unblocked me. Um, but he did NPC, like non-player characters. It's like these default characters that just fill up the empty spaces. And so it's like the people that aren't awake are just doing they're running around in fear, sitting in traffic jams, running after their own lives, which is kind of funny because it's, and I'm saying this as pure observation, which is kind of funny because first of all, they're feeding the matrix, because they're feeding the fear that is put into them, and they're playing somebody else's game. They're playing the matrix game and not their own life game. And also, they're instead of living life and using money as a means to live life, it's the exact opposite. They're living to make money, but then where is the life? What, once a year you go on vacation for a week and you get to enjoy life for a second, but you don't really get to enjoy it because you know that after that week you have to go back and all those thoughts are still in your mind, and you have to do this and you have to do that. There was this movie that I saw, I think it was called Highway 65. I don't remember, not 65, 69, 61, I don't remember. But it was a crazy movie, crazy, like mind bending. It was this guy that took this ride along this highway that doesn't exist. It's a number of highway that doesn't really exist. And he got to all of these little towns. And in the different little towns, people were all living according to different like matrix styles. And he got to this one town that everybody was a lawyer, and everybody was suing everybody, and everybody was screwing everybody over. And as soon as he comes in, he gets a ticket, but he gets a ticket because the police kind of, it was really funky. But everybody's suing everybody, and this person's suing that person, and lawyers are running around the city trying to find cases. And it was like taking the matrix into extreme and showing what it looks like. Really funny, super funny. But there was but he went to these different towns, and they were all like these extreme ways. There was one, it was euphoria. You go into this town, it's just all euphoria. And it's a really good movie. Really good movie. It's really funny. And he takes hitchhikers along the way that teach him all sorts of funny things. It's really funny. It's a really good movie. And another movie that I really like, and I think that everybody really likes, is Avatar, because it goes into this other planet, but then you see that it's actually a version of Earth, that we forgot how connected we are with everything. And you can see how the people are living with their surroundings and with their animals, and in consideration with their tree and what really is important in life. And we have that's how the nomadic way of living used to be. If you watch the chimpanzees, that's how they live. And everything has a purpose, and everything has a meaning, and everything is sacred. Everything is sacred, and everything is part of the life cycle. Everything is part of the cycle. And then when you see people running around after their lives, going through drive-throughs, and all of our food wrapped in plastic in the supermarkets, and everything costs money, and everything is about money, it just kind of seems silly when you watch the birds and the bees. The birds aren't worried about how they're going to pay rent. The chimpanzees aren't worried about how they're going to pay rent. or where their meal is going to come from. They just trust. And that's how humans were. Our mind is the biggest blessing and also our biggest inhibitor. It's like we have this intelligent mind, but is it really intelligent? You know, we have this tool that we could use for making magnificence, and we use it for war. Okay, I'm going to sum that up here. So thank you for watching, and I'm sending you so much love and appreciation for you on my channel.